Hey guys, this is Gurinder here from Androidify and welcome to Android App Development for Beginners number 12. In this video, we're going to talk about activity lifecycle. So, there are three main stages in which an activity can stay for a long period of time. Those stages occur when the activity is running, when the activity is paused, and when the activity is stopped. Other stages last for only a short period of time. The system quickly moves from one stage to another by calling the next lifecycle method. When the user opens your app for the first time, onCreate method is called. This method sets the user interface of your activity by calling setContentView method and passing in the layout file of your activity as the input parameter. onCreate method also creates view objects such as a button which can be used later in the code. It's called only once during the entire lifecycle of an activity. After onCreate, onStart method is called, which starts the activity and the activity becomes visible to the user. The activity never stays in onStart method for a very long period of time. It quickly moves to onResume. In onResume, the activity is in the running state and the user can interact with it. Now, if the user clicks on a button which displays a dialog box, then onPause method is called, where the activity is still visible to the user, but the user cannot interact with it. When the user leaves your app by pressing on the home button, onStop method gets called, where the activity is no longer visible and the user cannot interact with it. In this state, your app runs in the background and is in the system memory. If the user kills your app from the background, onDestroy method is called. This method is a final signal that your app is getting removed from the memory. All the system resources that your app is using are released. If there are any network transactions happening, then they are closed in onDestroy as well. Sometimes the user does not kill your app. They simply exit out of your app and your app runs in the background for some time. When the user goes back to your app again, there are other lifecycle methods that are called. So, when your app is currently running and the user is interacting with it, the activity is in resume state. When the user presses the home button, the system calls onPause and onStop in sequence. If you remember, onStop is when the activity is running in the background and it's not visible to the user at all. Sometime later, when the user returns to your app again, the system calls onRestart method, which brings the activity from the background to the foreground. Then the system quickly calls onStart, which starts the activity and displays the user interface. Then onResume is called, where the activity is up and running and the user can interact with it again. As you can see that the methods that are in red are the ones in which the activity can stay for a long period of time. Other methods like onCreate, onStart, onRestart, and onDestroy last for a very short period of time. Here's an image from developer.android.com site. As you can see that the activity lifecycle looks a lot like a staircase or a pyramid. On the left, when the user clicks on your app icon from the app drawer, onCreate method gets called, then onStart method is called, followed by onResume, where your activity is up and running and the user can interact with it. If the user clicks on the home button, onPause and onStop gets called. If the user goes back to your app again, the system calls onRestart, onStart, and onResume. If the user clicks on Recent Apps button and kills the app, then onDestroy is called. In the next video, we will go to Android Studio and create these methods and see when these methods gets called. Until then, thank you for watching this video. If you have any questions, let me know in the comments below. Be sure to follow the written article over at androidify.com. Also, be sure to follow me on social media. The links will be in the description below. I'm Gurinder from Androidify and I'm committed to helping you along the way.